Okay, let's get to this. Alright, so chat, let us jump in and let us see just how bad GTA 6 might actually be. I have not heard anything about GTA 6. I saw the trailer for it. It looked fine. Realistically speaking, the trailer for GTA 6 did not look anything special, honestly. So I'm kind of curious just how bad it's going to get. So let's find out.
People have no idea how crazy things are about to get. First we started off hearing that Grand Theft Auto 6 could bring price hikes up to $100. Journalists and developers cheering it on. Yes, this is exactly what we need to have happen. Increase the prices. Now the shoe is on the other foot. Journalists and developers and analysts are saying that Grand Theft Auto 6 could very well be a threat to the entire industry. A game so successful and so disruptive that it could shut down entire studios and publishers. This is the most anticipated game of all time. And it could be the most successful game of all time, depending on how.
I'm going to disagree with that. I don't think that GTA 6 is the most anticipated game of all time. I'm sorry, it's not. Is it highly anticipated? Yes. Absolutely it is. This game has been, 10 years in the making, minimum? I'm not gonna say it's the most anticipated of all time. I'll disagree with that. You think it's just a meme? It could be. It could just be a meme. But yeah, it's like the anticipation on it is high, without question. There is a high level of anticipation for this game because it is 10 years in the making with no updates. Like, bear in mind, GTA 6 they've been working on it for 10 years and there have been no updates to the public beyond the trailer that we saw and the fact that it could have a $100 price tag. The Rockstar has been, keeping really fucking quiet. They've been radio silent for the vast majority of the development of this game, which has built anticipation. I still don't think it's at the level of most anticipated of all time now.
How things go, and that could be a catalyst to an apocalypse of sorts. Something that's not just going to be felt by the initial release, but could very well freeze the entire industry for months before its release and after its release.
Yeah.
We are going to see years of overpromising, under-delivering, and failing to listen catch up to a vast majority of this industry. They have failed to stay competitive. They have gotten complacent. And because of that, one game could bring the world down around them. One game. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the success of Grand Theft Auto. We're going to talk about the behemoth that it became, how it became that way, because we need to understand it to know what it's going to do next. And we're going to talk about how Grand Theft Auto might be so successful, it's going to shut down studios for good. Every Grand Theft Auto launch has been a moment in gaming history, not just a release date, but a cultural flashpoint. GTA 3 launched back in 2001, and it changed everything, setting the blueprint for modern open world games by combining freedom, story, and chaos in a 3D city that truly felt alive. Funny enough, when Rockstar was trying to get funding for their new game, they approached Microsoft, who was preparing to launch the original Xbox, and they were looking for exclusives, but Microsoft actually turned them down, believing that there wasn't a market for something so controversial. And they doubted that Rockstar would even be able to pull it off. That game would then go on to sell 14.5 million copies. That's a number that AAA studios struggle to reach even today, let alone back in 2001. Vice City built on that only a year later with a...
Okay, I'm gonna do a codicil on this. That games are struggling to meet this number today. When GTA, I think you said it was 3, came out, the game market wasn't quite so saturated. That's the thing to take note of. In 2001, the game market was nowhere near as oversaturated as it is right now. And GTA was something different. GTA is something very different in comparison to all of the games that were available at the time. You have to fast forward to now, and it's not simply just the open world concept, the chaos concept, there's an overabundance of this kind of game. And like so many games are doing exactly this now. This has become kind of a mainstay for a lot of open world games. For fuck's sake, Saints Row capitalized on it big time. And you could argue that Saints Row did the open world chaos game better than GTA did because they kind of banked on it. So it's a little disingenuous because if you look at the gamer zeitgeist of the time, this was something completely different from everything else, and thus it garnered a huge following, and people absolutely fucking loved it. They've continued on through the sequels. Now the GTA formula is kind of in everything, or at least a lot of open world games. And so, how many times have you heard the expression GTA clone? I think GTA has lost a bit of that specialness that it had. Granted, GTA 5 recaptured it. And GTA 5 has retained it for a decade. Like, people still play GTA 5 to this day. And it's still a beloved game. Problem is, I don't think GTA 6 is going to do anything different. I think that's one reason why there may be a lackluster anticipation, comparatively speaking, is because I'm honestly not sure that GTA 6 is going to do anything much different than what we've seen in GTA 5. And at this point, especially if they slap $100 price tag on it, people are gonna go, fuck that, I'll just keep playing GTA 5, because they'll hear reviews about, okay, if it really is the same as GTA 5, just different or bigger map, and, maybe some different skins or whatever, then people will say, you know what, I'm gonna take a pass until it drops in price. I'm just gonna keep playing GTA 5, because it's an insane fucking thing. So, yeah, they need to do something different. And the problem is, they've been so radio silent on it, we don't know if they're going to do something different other than just having it in a different location. And different location is not going to be enough in this day and age to pull people in. And, that could probably be why the fanatic anticipation for GTA 6 may possibly be waning, and who knows, maybe it'll tie into why things are going sideways in this video.
Hey, let alone back in 2001. Vice City built on that only a year later with a style over substance attitude that somehow still had both, and it reached 17 million copies sold. And then
again,
San Andreas in
different.
2004 expanded the scope massively that it felt like an entirely new genre. They introduced layered systems, character customization, and a layer of exploration that few games have matched even decades later. Each entry didn't just succeed, it set a standard. But GTA's dominance wasn't just commercial, it was cultural. These games didn't just show up on the front page of gaming sites. They made headlines in mainstream news. Politicians were condemning them, and celebrities were trying to get featured in them. It was one of the very few series where controversy actually became its marketing, and it worked. GTA wasn't just a game you played, it was something that you had to have an opinion on, even if you never touched a controller. Now, by the time GTA 4 rolled around, the series had already hit sort of a saturation point. Everybody knew what it was, but Rockstar still wanted it to grow even bigger, and they knew if they wanted to do that, the series had to evolve. So they leaned hard into cinematic realism, storytelling, and emotional weight, foreshadowing what we later see them perfect in Red Dead Redemption. They overhauled systems like driving and shooting, but more importantly, they had proved that this franchise could be more than just satire, crime, and explosions. It could have soul. That shift in priorities ended up paying off, and that game ended up reaching 28 million copies sold. But then came GTA 5 in 2013, and it wasn't just a hit game. It became one of the most profitable pieces of entertainment media ever made. As of 2025, GTA 5 has sold over 210 million copies. With the Grand Theft Auto franchise as a whole crossing 420 million.
And you know what I think was a big part of what made this so successful? Is not only the story, Not only the gameplay, the graphics. The graphics in GTA 5 was a substantial leap forward in the franchise. And I think that brought in all new players. The story did as well. The very vast open world did, without question. The improvement in the graphics, if you look at the graphics here compared to here, dramatic improvement. And yeah, GTA Online itself also helped. But this was a dramatic improvement, and that was a big reason why I think GTA 5 has been the most popular uh, incarnation of the franchise. Is because it took the existing stories and characters and chaos in open world, and then they got actual good graphics. Like, next-gen graphics into it. And people were like, you son of a bitch, I'm it. That's what propelled this. The problem is, I don't think GTA 6 is going to be able to push that much further. That's, I think, where it's going to be a big stumbling block.
Million copies sold. It's not just one of the biggest video game successes of all time, it is one of the most dominant media properties in human history, second only to Minecraft. Just to illustrate how absurd that 210 million copies sold number is, the highest selling Pokemon game of all time, Red, Blue, and Yellow, sold 47 million copies. Pokemon, the world's largest franchise, full stop, as a whole, is only 60 million copies ahead of Grand Theft Auto's total copies sold. That is insane. Now, part of that dominance comes from Rockstar not chasing trends. GTA 5 did its own thing. It offered 3 protagonists, a massive and detailed map, smart comedy, great controls, and an incredibly accurate take on Los Angeles. But what really extended the game's lifespan was GTA Online, a constantly evolving multiplayer ecosystem that in a lot of ways invented what we see in the live service model today, and it changed.
Yes. GTA Online is what basically, that propelled. I think GTA 5 might have flagged in terms of players a long time ago, but GTA 5 literally breathed new life into it. That is literally what has kept the game alive and going strong for. When did GTA Online go live? Was it 2015, 2017 that GTA Online went live? It's been about 2014? Yeah. So that's what's kept the game alive and going strong because it's constantly evolving, because it's online. It's getting more players in, more players doing whatever the hell they want, setting up whole fucking roleplay servers. They're constantly getting updates to it. That's what kept it alive. And it is an instance, and we've seen this in other instances, in other games, where when the publisher is constantly putting work into their product, the game stays alive and has a very long lifespan and even gets new players. It can generate a new player base. We've seen it with GTA. We've seen it with Elite. When the publisher really starts, starts pumping out brand new content, Final Fantasy 14. When you are catering to the players and continually giving the players more, the players will stick around and you will get more. Wait, it came out free. Revan, is it free? Is it actually free? Is GTA Online free on PC? Is that true? If that's true, I may need to get it to play it on stream. Oh, I'm gonna have to look into that. I've never played GTA 5, so I'm gonna have to look into that.
Changed the entire gaming industry. Earlier games like World of Warcraft, Team Fortress, and even Call of Duty seasonal DLCs experimented with persistent updates and monetization, but GTA Online was the first to blend Rockstar's cinematic single-player legacy with an open-ended, community-driven sandbox supported by a decade of free content and paid drops. It became a second life for millions of players around the world and a blueprint for how publishers could turn a one-time purchase into an ongoing revenue machine. I mean, as of this moment, GTA 5 Legacy and Enhanced Editions are pulling over 180,000 players combined on Steam. Not counting Epic Games Launcher, not counting the Rockstar Launcher, not counting consoles or any other platforms. And it's continued this pace for over a decade.
Is it?
Let that sink in. We know this wasn't just Rockstar's golden touch because they tried it again with Red Dead Online and it didn't stick, despite Red Dead Redemption 2 being one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time, a massive favorite among fans. The online component never reached the same scale. It lacked the same flexibility.
The issue I see is that GTA 6 will not be able to live up to the hype. People will inevitably compare it to GTA Online.
Yep. You're absolutely right there. There will be the inevitable comparison right off the jump of comparing GTA 6 to either GTA 5 and or GTA Online. Yeah, that is going to happen. And Rockstar should be anticipating that. If they're smart, they absolutely should be anticipating the comparisons immediately.
The same energy, the same community buy-in.
Okay,
it's
Demon,
not just
have
about
a good
making
night.
a good game
And
anymore.
Silver, you
it's
too.
about making one that people want to live in. I mean, if you guys think about it, Rockstar didn't even
Stinger
plan
Man,
for
I
what
need.
became
Stinger
the
Man,
game's
have a good
biggest
night.
feature. GTA RP, through modded servers and third-party tools, players carved out entire identities, careers, and communities within GTA Online, completely independent of Rockstar's original vision. These aren't just small niche servers either. They exploded in popularity on Twitch, became homes for professional voice actors, streamers, and even celebrities, and gave rise to some of the most emergent player-driven storytelling I think we've ever seen in a video game before.
Oh, yeah.
While all these other studios are trying to spend millions of dollars to manufacture community engagement and force players into predefined seasonal loops, Rockstar accidentally made the perfect sandbox. And the community then turned it into a digital stage. It's living proof that if you give players the freedom and tools instead of a roadmap, well, they'll often build something more compelling than a studio ever could. And I think that's what makes this franchise so powerful. GTA is so chaotic, unfiltered, insolent, and intelligent. It, in a lot of ways, mocks the industry that makes it. Even the players that play it and the world it represents, it connects players across all demographics because it offers something incredibly rare in this industry. Freedom. It's both casual and hardcore. It can be a cinematic experience, a sandbox of absurdity, or something deeply social. And that's why when GTA 6 finally lands, it's not just going to compete with other games, it's going to compete with everything else. Streaming shows, blockbuster movies, social media.
And it's going to compete with itself. That's the competing against everything else is a factor. I think the biggest competitor that GTA 6 is going to have is with itself. That is probably the biggest hurdle Rockstar is going to have when it comes to launch. Because people are going to be saying, is this better than GTA 5 and GTA Online? Especially with the price tag of it. Like, yeah, I'm not downplaying that, yes, there's going to be competition with other games that are out there and everything that was just spoken about. But realistically speaking, its biggest comparison will be to itself. Because GTA 5 was, effectively speaking, a pinnacle of Rockstar's catalog. And that is going to be the first and foremost thing that people will be comparing it to and saying, is it better than this? And if it's not better than it, gamers are hyper fucking critical right now. They are incredibly critical of any game coming out because of the gaming industry in the last 10 years. Because the route the gaming industry has gone in the last 10 years, gamers have become hypocritical of literally every single game that has launched in the last 5 to 10 years because they've been fucked over so many times. They are looking like, okay, is this another, effectively speaking, is this another kind of a rug pull on us? where they're touting all of this greatness, but it is built, but the quote unquote greatness is built on a layer of shit. And with Rockstar, they've got their crown jewel in GTA 5, so they are 100% going to be comparing it to that, going, okay, is the gameplay as good? Is the story as good? Are the characters as good? And, GTA 5, or GTA is kind of in, a segment of its own, with only its own product as the comparison piece. And, we'll have to wait and see. Who knows? GTA 6 could end up potentially being a blockbuster, for all we know. We don't know, because we have so little information to go on, other than the trailer and the unfortunate news about the potential price. So, we don't know. It could be a blockbuster, or people could say this is, like one of you guys mentioned, it could be a step back from what GTA 5 became.
It's going to dominate the cultural bandwidth again. And I think that's the terrifying part for everyone else, because for all the games that we've seen that have come and gone over the last decade,
Steve,
nothing has maintained
some
a
bugs are
death
acceptable,
grip
yes,
on relevance like GTA 5. It has been nearly 12 years since the initial release, and it's still out.
Wait, Revan, what are you talking about? The CEO said pay to play by the hour. What are you talking about? The CEO of Rockstar said that? When? I didn't hear about this. I've heard of games that try to make you pay by the hour. I have heard of those. I didn't hear about it from Rockstar. They talked about it a while. Really? I can't. As schizo as the gaming industry is, I can't see them going through with that. That would kill their company. If that would absolutely kill their company. If GTA 6 came out and it had any form of a play by hour or pay by hour gameplay, that would kill it. Yes, Franklin, it would. Because gamers are sick of being scalped by the gaming industry with dogshit games. That's why we've seen so many studios closing. That's why we've seen games, AAA games, failing almost immediately, constantly now. Because gamers are done. They're done with the gaming developers bullshit. And if they launched GTA 6, I forgot about that. But thank you for the follow, Franklin. If they launched GTA 6 with any pay by the hour features, gamers would abandon it real fucking fast. And it would probably take the fucking company. Because people would not only would people abandon it real fast, they might start abandoning their other products too. Well, if they release a pre-order that costs like $500, there's probably it's gonna be like, what Fallout 4 or Fallout 76 did, where like the $500 gets you a bunch of extra shit. Like, Fallout 76, you got the helmet that ended up actually having mold in it, and the canvas bag that was actually a nylon piece of shit. That's not saying that Rockstar is going to be cheap out like that, but they'll probably give you like a steel book or some other kind of stuff with a big old $500 pre-order thing.
Performing new AAA launches. Rockstar hasn't released a mainline game since Red Dead Redemption 2, and they've remained one of the most talked about studios in the world, just off of the strengths of 2 games. That's what real power looks like.
You're
and the
right
only
about
thing
that
I could really compare it to is Valve, and that says a lot. Now, I haven't played a Grand Theft Auto since San Andreas, and I just recently went back to go play Grand Theft Auto 5, trying to get some footage for this video, and it's like a time capsule. It is a time.
Ping, you're talking about Anthem. Yeah, the Anthem had a whole lot of hype, and when it launched, it was a severe disappointment that got abandoned probably a year or less after launch. Anthem was big. And the funny part is EA is still trying to charge full price for Anthem. That's the funny part. I've occasionally gone and checked on Anthem's price because I was actually very interested in playing Anthem. I did. Oh, Revan, I did. I pre-ordered Anthem when it was first launched. I pre-ordered it. And when I tried to play the closed beta for people that pre-ordered, and I couldn't even play the beta because I couldn't even get past the splash. And that was the whole reason why I got the pre-order. I said fuck this, and I canceled my pre-order before it even launched. Yeah, it was an incredible disappointment. It showcased how bad BioWare had gotten as a company in terms of crunch, because Anthem was BioWare, and they're still trying to charge full price for it. Last time I looked, they were still trying to charge like $65 for Anthem, which is a dead game. Yeah.
Time capsule for how games used to feel like to play. The character portrayals, the tight controls, the dialogue, the storytelling, the atmosphere, everything a player wants out of a game or expects out of a game is here. And the elements that we expect the least, well, they just only add to the immersion. The act of playing the game feels fantastic, but then you find yourself golfing, playing tennis, or maybe you're just chilling on the couch watching your favorite TV shows like Kung Fu Rainbow Laser Force, where conservative heroes are trying to fight to keep everybody virgins, or Impotent Rage, the liberal superhero that's trying to take down corporate corruption through tantrums while also owning their own multi-billion-dollar company. Everybody wants what Rockstar has, but nobody's been able to recreate it. Not for a lack of trying. Dozens of studios have tried to take their shot at being the next big crime sandbox, from Watch Dogs to Sleeping Dogs to Saints Row, and we got a couple of good games out of it as a result, but those results...
Watch Dogs wasn't a crime thing. That's not exactly a fair comparison. Like, gameplay-wise and graphic-wise, yes, Watch Dogs was very similar to GTA. But the story is you were a fucking vigilante. You weren't creating a crime empire in Watch Dogs, in any of the Watch Dogs. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a spin-off, Andrea, but I do get what you're saying is, like, Watch Dogs was... I don't know, I wouldn't call it an Assassin's Creed spin-off. It was closer to, like, I'd say it was kind of a mashup of a GTA Assassin's Creed thing, is what I would say. Are they in the same universe? I didn't know that. I thought they were different. I thought they were different game universes. I didn't realize they were in the same universe. Ah, okay.
Results always end up feeling synthetic. They copy the structure without understanding the spirit. They try to capture the edge without earning the credibility. What they miss is that GTA isn't just about gameplay or genre. It's about tone, cultural timing. It's a studio
really, the Templars
appear. The very systems it profits from. You can't fake that. And you can't buy it either. The reality of the matter is, Rockstar didn't build GTA with quarterly targets in mind. They built it with an attitude. There's a level of self-awareness in these games that most publishers would kill well before it even left the concept phase, except for maybe Cyberpunk 2077. GTA is one of the last remaining franchises where writing is still allowed to punch in every direction, where the world is offensive, ridiculous, and absurd on purpose. And I think that's what gives it life, because that is life in a lot of ways. That's what makes the satire feel earned rather than forced, and why so many other games end up falling flat. They're scared to say something real, or worse, they don't even know how to. Rockstar has built a reputation for itself, one that we don't normally see in the AAA side of this industry, not just for quality, but for consistency. They rarely speak, but when they do, people listen. Player expectations are through the roof right now. But
hi, Kinito. Hello, Raiders. Welcome in. How was your stream, Kinito? How was your stream? I hope you had fun. Oh, you were playing Pokemon. How ironic. You were playing Pokemon when that's what they were just talking about. That Pokemon is the one game that's beat out GTA 5 in copies sold. How ironic. Well, welcome in, Kinito. We're looking at something about GTA 6, and so far, this guy's just espousing about how wonderful GTA 5 is. He hasn't gotten to why GTA 6 is going to fuck things up. I'm still waiting for him to get into that. Right now, he's just kind of talking about how great GTA 5 is, which is just stuff we already know. I'm just waiting for him to get into why is GTA 6 going to be bad? Why is that going to be a problem? Oh, stop it, Lone Wolf.
But nobody seems down on the game. And even with all of the AAA flops that everybody's been seeing, well, everybody just has a feeling that this game is going to deliver. And while normally I'm a skeptic, after playing Grand Theft Auto 5 and having played some of their previous games, I get it. There's something deeply human about Grand Theft Auto that no other studio can seemingly replicate. And I don't think people fully grasp how big of a moment the launch of Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be. I didn't even realize it until I started looking into the numbers and looking at the data. And how did I not see this coming? We are talking about a game that is financially, culturally, historically, definitively the game. It is one of the very few games on a very short list that I know almost everybody in the world has either heard about or played. And you can't say that about a lot of games, even if they're not gamers. If I shrink that down to just gamers, everybody's played it. I'm sure there's a few people that haven't. That is a very...
Full disclosure, I haven't. Don't kill me, but I have not played GTA 5. I might. I'm considering it. You know, if it could be fun, but I have not played GTA 5, chat. I just don't. There's just not enough hours in the day for me to play a lot of the games that I want to play. Franklin, that's sexist. How sexist? Police can like GTA too. You know?
Very small subsection
No,
of the audience.
Knito, I haven't.
That's crazy. That's how impressive and significant this IP is, while also being the most controversial and offensive game ever made in a lot of ways. We're talking about a game that sold 220 million copies, bridging the gap between race, age, gender, any definitive trait. Anyone can play and buy this game. And what's funny is that flies in the face of everything that this industry stands for. Because at the end of the day, when any of these companies that are trying to reach a wider audience, and I've talked about this in the past, almost all of them, that boils down to softening the edges, tone policing, or just general sensitivity. And then you look at this game. If you look at the top 10 best-selling games of all time, they're almost all E for everyone or T for teen. And then there's Grand Theft Auto right there in second place.
Yeah?
You know, people drop...
Again, Grand Theft Auto got there in the second place because when Grand Theft Auto came out, there was a big push for the M for mature dates. People are now angling more towards the M for mature games versus the E for everyone games. GTA 5 came out at a time when there maybe weren't quite so many M for mature dates. So it's a little bit apples to oranges because a lot has changed in nearly 15 years. A lot has changed in terms of the gaming industry, what the gaming industry is putting out. I'm not 100% behind what he's saying there, where he's talking about how all the top games are E for everyone. Things have changed. People are really going for the E for everyone these days. Back when GTA 5 came out, yes, a lot of the games were E for everyone. And GTA fell into essentially an outlier category. That's changed dramatically since GTA 5 came out.
Their jaws when they saw Black Myth Wukong reach 20 million copies sold in a month. This game could very well sell 20 million copies in a day. And if they release day and date on PC, they double that number. And that's not the route they're going for whatever reason, likely because they want to double dip. It's going to work. You know, I talk about how I don't want these companies to be greedy, but if you're going to be greedy, you have to earn it. Rockstar's earned it. That's how this works. But that's the reason why this industry is terrified of this game right now, because there's no one that is out there, no game that is out there that can stand up to this thing. And that's the bed that they've made for themselves. This game is going to capture conversation. It's going to take over social media. And it's going to blot out the sun in a lot of ways. There's just going to be no getting around it. And because of that, because of how dominant this game is going to be once it releases, well, it's going to cause the collapse of studios, publishers, and games industry-wide. Today, many companies are in a
let me hear them say that again. Hang on. I'm not sure I agree with that.
The sun in a lot of ways. There's just going to be no getting around it. And because of that, because of how dominant this game is going to be once it releases, well, it's going to cause the collapse of studios, publishers, and games industry-wide.
Now, I'm sorry. No, yeah, I do not agree with that. I 100% do not agree with that. That is giving GTA and Rockstar
Fun fact.
way
the
more
ESRB
credit.
rating system was established because of the original Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero spine rip.
Yeah, well, I know. But the release of GTA 6 is not going to be the mere release of it is not going to be as catastrophic as this guy's making it out to be. It is not. He is bloating the reach and influence of Rockstar and GTA 6 way beyond what it's going to be. Is it a highly anticipated game? Yes. But so are other games. Fucking, you guys have said it. You guys have said it. Monster Hunter Wilds was a hugely anticipated game. What was it? Ghost of Tsushima back in the day was a hugely anticipated game. You know, we have seen hugely anticipated games, probably of similar vein to Rockstar. And the release of these games did not result in studio closures because they, quote, blocked out the sun. So I 100% disagree with this. Is it going to be a big launch? Sure, it may very well be a big launch. Absolutely. It is not going to be the studio ender that this guy is trying to say. That is, he's ascribing way too much power in the hands of this game in the studio to come up with that. That is fantasy talk right there. That level of thinking is not based in reality. It is not. Like, will it put pressure on other studios as being a major competitor in the titles that they're going to be releasing, or that they're going to start developing? Sure. That's what competition's all about. But it's not going to end a studio. What's going to end studios is releasing dog shit like they've been doing. Like what we've seen with Ubisoft. Like what we've seen with EA. You know, releasing dog shit games, that's what's going to end the studio. Not another studio. Well, yeah, Concord, perfect example there. Like, releasing shit games is what kills the studios. Not because another studio releases an incredibly popular game. That does not kill a studio. No matter how much this guy wants to pretend that's how it happens, it doesn't work that way. That's not how commerce works, especially in the video game industry.
Today, many companies are in a state of absolute fragility financially, creatively, structurally. In the past couple of years, we've seen over 50,000 jobs that have been lost across the entire gaming industry. Developers, artists, designers, people with years of experience are being laid off in the thousands. Entire studios are being shut down. Projects are being canceled mid-development. Publishers consolidating, pivoting, restructuring, whatever corporate term they need to be able to use to say that we made bad bets and now somebody else has to pay for it. And the games that have made it to release, half of them haven't even been able to find an audience. Some of the biggest AAA launches that we've seen over the past couple of years, games with enormous budgets and years of hype behind them, have turned out to be massive disappointments. not just financially, but in the eyes of players that they were meant to serve. The trust is gone, the margins are thin, and the cost for failure is higher than ever. So when a game like Grand Theft Auto 6 enters into the conversation, a game so massive, so dominant, and so all-consuming that it can literally reshape the release calendar for an entire year, it doesn't just make people nervous, it makes them panic. Because one wrong move in the shadow of a game like this, that's all it takes.
No. Like there's maybe a kernel of truth to it. But the gamers are actually able to look at games, at each individual games in their own space. This, like, because a game releases in the quote shadow of GTA 6 does not automatically put like this cloud of doom over it. Like GTA 6 is not the fucking Jesus of the video game industry. He's giving GTA 6 and the launch of GTA 6 a fuck ton more power than it actually has. Because let us not forget, when GTA 6 launches, it is going to be looked at so goddamn critically, it's not even funny. People are going to be picking GTA a fucking part. And Atarashi, I'd say pretty close. I'd say pretty damn close. People are hyper fucking critical with the AAA studios these days. Hyper critical. Every fucking AAA game that launches, everybody is extremely critical about because people are getting burned so much. And these games are starting to cost so fucking much. So, GTA 6 is going to get looked upon just as critically. And he's ignoring that. He's not even really looking at this. He's not considering this. And he's going to go on the assumption, this guy's going on the assumption that GTA 6 is going to be a massive success. He's already made that assumption. And in this day and age, you can't do that. Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like people are talking about how GTA 6 may have gone woke. I have no idea. I have no idea if they did or not, because again, we don't have any information. But we're already seeing people looking at Rockstar and GTA 6 hypercritically. And these days, people in the gaming sphere are looking for any excuse to start pointing their fingers and rage about it. Because they are gun-shy based on what the gaming industry has done to gamers in the last 10 years. So, but this guy's saying already, this guy's assuming GTA is going to shatter fucking records when it comes out just because it's been anticipated. And that's an unfair metric. Is there a good chance that GTA might do extremely well? Absolutely. But it's not a foregone conclusion, and it damn sure doesn't have the power to kill entire gaming industry, game development studios. That's completely disingenuous.
In an article written by Tyler Wilde, a PC gamer, titled "The Specter of a GTA 6 Delay Haunts the Games Industry, Some Companies Are Gonna Tank If They Guess Wrong," says analyst, will GTA 6 release in 2025? That's what everyone in the business wants to know. Tyler Wilde writes, "The near future plans of many game studios depend on whether or not Grand Theft Auto 6 actually releases this year, and making the wrong guess could be disastrous for some of them," says Ben Porter, director of consulting of game industry intelligence firm Newzoo. If you're a game company who's holding its breath waiting for GTA 6 to get out and then it gets delayed by 3, 4, 5, 6 months, what do? Said Porter in an interview with PC Gamer at GDC 2025 this week. You either have to be able to launch in that big black hole that's been left open now, or you have to extend your run date by an additional 6 months. I'm certain some companies are going to tank as a result of that, right? GTA 6 is currently scheduled to launch on consoles this fall. PC is still to be decided, annoyingly, but it's so common for games to be delayed that it's easy to imagine it being pushed back to 2026. Cyberpunk 2077 was delayed, Starfield was delayed, Assassin's Creed Shadows was delayed.
Assassin's Creed Shadows was delayed for completely different reasons. Cyberpunk and Starfield were delayed because of development concerns. They had to try to iron things out, and both still had issues when they came out. They have corrected them, but they had to delay it due to a technical issue. Assassin's Creed Shadows delayed it because of the social backlash. So let's not fuck with lumping this in with these two. Yeah, let's not fuck with that.
Big games get delayed a lot. It's common for studios to time their releases to avoid big competitors that are likely to hog the limelight, and there isn't a bigger hog than a new GTA. Even very niche games might want to get out of the way of it, picking release dates in spring or summer of 2026. But if GTA 6 itself is delayed till spring or summer of 2026, those developers could end up having to push their release dates even further out, a setback that could be disastrous for a studio whose finances are already fragile. And given the number of closures we've seen in recent years, financial fragility doesn't seem rare. On the other hand,
again, ignoring the fact that these financial fragility with these studios is because they've been putting out shit games. They're, again, conveniently ignoring this. All these studios that are panicking about the release date of GTA 6 to time it with their games are studios that are already on their way out. These are studios that have already put out games that have tanked horribly. So the launch of GTA 6 is immaterial in this respect. In terms of causing the other game studios to potentially shut down. These game studios that are in a state of, quote, fragility are in that state due to their own fucking hubris. They are conveniently ignoring this fact that these studios have released flop after flop after flop and cost their company millions upon tens of millions upon hundreds of millions of dollars with failure after failure. It has nothing fucking to do with GTA 6. In this respect, GTA 6 is just an eagerly anticipated AAA game. And these companies that are nervous about it are already on the ropes because of their own failures. That is not being addressed here. So it is a completely unfair metric that this analyst is taking in terms of how these studios are trying to work their companies in response to the GTA 6 launch. There is a fuck ton of minutia and detail that is being completely overlooked here and is a completely unfair statement that doesn't have all of the context at play here.
Minute GTA 6 delay could be a big opportunity for anyone who can fill the space with a game.
There's a few studios that have been brought up, Leo.
There's a lot of money riding on what Rockstar decides to do before the end of the year, and not just for Rockstar. One possible clue to the likelihood of a GTA 6 delay is the Borderlands 4 release date, September 23rd, 2025. Why would Take-Two, who owns both Borderlands 4 and Grand Theft Auto 6, put them in competition with each other this fall? Does Borderlands 4 release date mean that GTA 6 is likely to be delayed? It's a sensible guess, but I wouldn't want money riding on it. Porter says there's hope that the games industry as a whole could get a boost from GTA 6's release, which, if nothing else, will probably get a lot of people to upgrade their consoles, but he doubts that the industry execs are all going to be smiles this fall, whatever happens. You hear a lot of people who are saying that GTA 6 is going to rejuvenate the market, said Porter, and I think there's an element of truth to that, but I don't know that it's necessarily going to be universally uplifting.
Yeah,
it'll certainly create an effect. It will put eyes back onto the games market from investors and things like that. But everybody that we're talking to, their ships are trying to move out of the way of this.
Oh yeah, Gore. They announced Borderlands 4 a couple months ago, I think. Yeah, but Borderlands 4 got announced. It was a few months ago. They did like a teaser announcement, but yeah, they did that a few months ago. And yeah, it's again. We're not bringing in the fact that these studios are already on the ropes because of their own failures. And if GTA just releases as a good game, that alone will cause studios to have issues because of the failures of those studios, not because of GTA 6 simply existing.
This big iceberg that is GTA 6. Everybody is pulling their game forward, pushing their game back. This strategy is to get out of the way. So if that's what everybody's behavior is, then how do you think that this is going to rejuvenate the games industry? I'm going to tell it to you guys straight. I think we're going to see some genuinely unfinished games hit the market very soon here. Rushed out the door, not because they're ready, but because they feel like the clock is ticking. Unless Rockstar publicly sets a firm release date for Grand Theft Auto 6 soon.
Unfinished games are already hitting the market. It's not taking GTA 6 to push out unfinished games. Game studios have been pushing out unfinished shit for at least a decade. Again, GTA 6 is not called... this guy is giving GTA power that it does not possess. He's basically he's taking circumstances that we've been seeing for the last 10 years and is trying to pretzel twist this and conflate it to the GTA watch. When that's not the fucking case. This is I don't know what the hell he's trying to do here, but he's taking data and information and twisting it to fit this viewpoint about GTA 6. I don't know. But no, we are leaving the realm of facts and reality, or objective facts and reality here, and it's just like GTA 6 is going to destroy all of these. All the game people are worried about it. This is starting to become a GTA cock gobbler piece at this point. Unless things change in the next 8 minutes, I don't fucking know.
Developers and publishers are going to start panicking, and if they panic, well, they're going to panic in the worst way possible by trying to guess. The only good answer here, the only move that offers them any type of breathing room is to launch before Grand Theft Auto 6. Because if you launch after it, well, it's already too late. It doesn't matter how good your game is. There is a very real chance that nobody is going to be paying attention.
Wrong. Fucking wrong. So many YouTubers and Twitch streamers play games. YouTubers especially that do game reviews, their opinions are respected. And they deliberately will play multiple games. Like, okay, I'll take the one top gamer, one of the upper game reviewers that I know, which is Angry Joe. He plays a variety of games. And he will play, I'm sure he will play GTA when it comes out and do a review on it. And it may take him a while to get through it to do the review, but as soon as he's done with GTA, he's going to go on to another one. And he's going to review that one. And then he's going to go on to another one. And people actually watch these reviews on YouTube and listen to them. They heed these words. You'll have YouTubers and streamers. They don't even do a full review, like a full playthrough for a review. They'll play some of it and then they'll commentate on it from after a 12 or 24 hour playthrough. And they'll go on their channel and make a review of it. And so they'll make a commentation on it and then they move on to the next one. And it's the idea that GTA 6 is going to come out and everybody's going to forget about any game that comes after it, that's a fucking bullshit. That's bullshit. That's not happening. That is not living in reality. Because while people they like GTA, absolutely, it's not to everybody's taste. And he's still trying to pump this up like it's going to be the games industry fucking killer. Which it very well likely will not be. It may be popular, it may be successful. It's not going to be the games industry killer that eclipses all other games that come after it. That is objectively wrong and factually incorrect. he is fucking fanboying like crazy on this one, I have to say.
People are going to be knee-deep into Grand Theft Auto 6, talking about it, streaming it, and living in it. Games that launch during Grand Theft Auto 6's window are going to be crushed. Games that launch directly after it are going to be ignored. And the studios that wait too long, hoping the storm will pass...
Wrong. I'm pausing him a lot, but no, that is fucking wrong. Objectively, that is wrong. He's talking... The way this guy is talking... It's like when GTA launches, it's going to end up being the only game in existence. Like, holy shit, dude. This is some insane fanboying here. He is fanboying and fellatiating Rockstar and GTA 6 so fucking hard, it is not even funny at this point.
They're gambling with time that they may not have. Some of these companies are already running on fumes. A delay of a few extra months could end up pushing some of these guys into bankruptcy, especially if their only shot at survival fails to land. I'm not being hyperbolic here. It's simple math. We've seen the budgets that these companies have been spending. And what's terrifying is nobody is safe. Not the indies, not the AA studios, not the biggest AAA publishers in the world. Grand Theft Auto 6 isn't just going to be a game. It's going to be a cultural event. It will pull everyone into its orbit, whether they...
Holy shit, I'm surprised we can understand him with Rocksteady and GTA, or Rockstar and GTA's dick so far in his mouth. Good fucking God. Yeah, at this point, you have to question if he was literally paid to make this video. Because, holy shit, he is gobbling everything Rockstar is giving him. To him, there are no other games but Rockstar and GTA 6. Coinhouse, this is me being kind with my language, okay? It's... Okay, so, alright. At this point, let's let it roll. We know he's gonna be fucking biased. We saw at the beginning of the video. That's why I was saying, no, Xanax. Okay, I don't know if you're saying, like,
Daddy,
this whole...
I've sinned so bad. Do you want to hear how I've sinned, Daddy?
Stop it.
They like it or not. It doesn't matter what genre you're in or whether or not your game is live service, single player, or a turn-based cozy farming simulator roguelike, you will feel this game's presence because the players you're trying to reach are going to be somewhere else. Now, what's crazy is that Newzoo actually saw this coming. In a 2023 survey, they had found that most players were sticking to older games and older live service games, with Grand Theft Auto Online being one of the biggest ones. And that tells you something. A huge...
Yeah, it tells you that nobody likes the modern games. You dumb fuck. It has absolutely nothing to... That chart has fuck all to do with GTA 6. This chart has precisely fuck all to do with GTA 6. What it has to do with is the fact that people hate the modern gaming industry because the modern gaming industry has been sucking on the DEI coochie for the last 10 fucking years. And they're sick of it. And so they're playing games that are older that they enjoyed. And they're not gonna, and they don't want to spend money on absolute dog shit. This has nothing to do with GTA 6. Absolutely fucking nothing. And he's conflating this to pontificate how it's GTA 6 is going to be such a fucking studio breaker and is going to take the gaming world by storm. And it's fucking bullshit. Not to mention, the costs of games are going exponentially higher and older games are cheaper. Like, I'm doing, by the way, Wart, thank you for the prime, in the middle of my rant here. Take it, okay, I myself, I am doing, financially speaking, I could get any game, this is not me trying to brag, but I am in a place, financially speaking, that I could literally buy any game that I wanted without being Don't apologize for it. Do not apologize. Not at all. But I could purchase any game on the market currently that I wanted to purchase and not be concerned that it would hurt me financially. I am in a place where I can do that. But I don't. I play the older games because those games are fun. I am in somewhat of a unique position. Most people that are playing games cannot afford to be spending $60, $70, $80, $90, $100 on games and get burned by it. Whereas the older games are less expensive and they're fun. Or if they're not fun, then you're not actually, crossing a big financial burden to play that. And that's why people are playing the older games. Because we've been burned on the new games so much, people are not willing to spend exorbitant amounts of money to piss it away. How many people that bought the new Assassin's Creed are lamenting the fact that they pissed away 60, 70, 80, however much money on a shit game? And a lot of people cannot afford to do that. It has nothing to do with anticipation of GTA 6 coming out. People are not playing older games because they're waiting for GTA 6 to come out. That is a complete fucking fallacy, and this chart is completely disingenuous to that entire point.
A huge part of the gaming audience is not constantly chasing the next release. They are waiting for the next big thing, and when Grand Theft Auto 6 drops, that group is going to migrate en masse. Whole communities are going to shift overnight. Streamers are going to jump ship. Player bases are going to crater. Games that were holding on just fine are going to find themselves abandoned. Not because they did anything wrong, but because Rockstar simply just showed up. I mean, this is a release that could literally...
Oh my fucking... Good lord, this man is deep-throating Rockstar. Jesus! I'm amazed we can even understand him anymore. With Rockstar's dick so far down his throat. Jesus Christ! He is cock-gobbling Rockstar like no tomorrow. There's like desperation at this point.
Pull people away from their hobbies, away from movies, away from Netflix, away from social media, away from their friends, and we don't actually have any modern data to be able to predict what that impact is going to look like. The last time this franchise released a mainline title was over a decade ago. The landscape is completely different now.
For it, Mike.
Gaming has grown exponentially. Streaming and YouTube have taken over entertainment, and the audience is even bigger.
Yeah. And now we're into the category of delusional. Sorry, Fishy, I'm feeling that every time. But we are into fucking delusional terror. This guy is as high as this guy is after just taking that hit. People are going to abandon all their walks of life just because GTA 6 released? Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, at this point, the only... I'm kind of praying right now that this is parody. I am praying that he has gone into parody territory here, and is actually not being serious, because this is just like, this is beyond delusional right now, and I'm hoping that at the end of this, it's going to turn out that it's parody. I'm not confident of this, but I'm hoping.
And more plugged in than ever before. Whatever impact GTA 5 had, well, let's just raise that by a few exponents. And what makes this all the more unpredictable is the current AAA landscape is weaker than it's ever been. Sure, we've had a few commercial successes. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 made some waves, even though it fizzled out thanks to Activision's ongoing identity crisis. Hogwarts Legacy
is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
I've got to skip that. I'm sorry. We've got to get through this.
In your rambling, incoherent response, were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought?
I'm sorry. I've got to skip this. We've got to get through this.
He had a massive year. Monster Hunter Wilds is doing great, but these aren't industry-shifting releases. In fact, many of the biggest breakout successes
and neither
we've
is
seen
GTA
haven't come
6
from the top of the food chain. They've come from the middle and the margins. Indie and AA games that have been filling the gaps from these bloated, over-compromised
Yeah, he did say
AAA
Black
failures.
Ops 6 was a
We
flop.
haven't seen what a real AAA megaton, no misstep juggernaut can do in this era of widespread volatility. But we're about to.
GTA
And that's
6
actually where I agree with the
100%
article.
can
Grand Theft Auto
misstep.
6 might rejuvenate the industry, but not in the way that they think. If Rockstar sticks to their tone and
The very idea, this guy literally thinks GTA 6 is Jesus. He thinks GTA 6 can do no wrong. Holy fuck, is this fanboying on a level I have not seen for quite some time. He has literally just said that GTA 6 cannot misstep. Yeah, at this point, he's being paid by Rockstar. Unless the end of this video is a gotcha and this was all parody, he's being paid by Rockstar at this point. There's no other explanation. He has either been paid for them or he's deep throating the fuck out of them to get a release to get it a free copy. Saying that there's no fucking chance in hell that Andrew, that's an excellent question. No, it was not. It was posted on the 2nd.
identity, the things that define Grand Theft Auto 5, if they don't try to soften it, don't sanitize it, don't try to thread the needle with authenticity and ideology, then it could reset the standard for what AAA games are supposed to be. If it meets expectations, that's already enough, but if it exceeds them, if it delivers a polished, boundary-pushing, narrative-rich experience that still manages to retain the soul of the franchise, it is going to blow a crater in the middle of the AAA space. Because suddenly there will be no more excuses. No more we didn't have the budget. No more live service demands compromises. No more we had to design the game for the broadest audience possible. We've already seen this happen. Elden Ring and Baldur's Gate 3 were cultural tipping points. They were both uncompromising games that delivered exactly what players wanted, sometimes more.
Yes, they were. Baldur's Gate was a fucking game changer. Baldur's Gate attained popularity status that you are currently ascribing to GTA 6. Guess what? The release of Baldur's Gate and its insane popularity didn't tank studios. GTA 6 is not going to do fuck all to tank a studio. It's not. And if you think that GTA 6 is going to launch without a single misstep, you are fucking high as a kite. And you are delusional. And you are not connected with reality. Yeah, Baldur's Gate was an unmitigated success. It was a blockbuster hit. But its release did not overshadow all other games and cause other game studios to tank.
More in a lot of cases, and that shifted player expectations overnight. Players want depth, creativity, systems that respect their time, and experiences that don't talk down to them. And let's face it, most of the AAA space isn't built to deliver that. Not anymore. So if GTA 6 clears that bar, or worse for the industry, sets a new one, it's going to trigger another wave of discontent. Players are going to start comparing everything to Grand Theft Auto 6. They're going to start asking harder questions. Why doesn't this game feel alive? Why doesn't this game respect my intelligence? Why doesn't this game offer the freedom and polish that Rockstar proved is possible? And a lot of other studios aren't going to have any good answers, which means lower sales, which means more layoffs, and maybe, just maybe, the long overdue reckoning that this industry has been avoiding for years. So yes, Grand Theft Auto 6 could rejuvenate the industry, not by saving it, but by exposing it. We have never seen a game as successful as Grand Theft Auto 5 get a sequel. Take a minute to think about that. The impact of this game, the effects of this game are going to be so widespread and so earth-shattering that I don't...
Wait, did he just say we've never seen Grand Theft Auto 5 get a sequel? What the fuck is GTA 6? Is that not a fucking sequel? Is GTA 5 not a sequel of his of the previous games? And also, has it not been known that Rockstar has been working on GTA 6 for a decade? Like I'm listen to this quote again.
Sequel. Auto 6 could rejuvenate the industry, not by saving it, but by exposing it. We have never seen a game as successful as Grand Theft Auto 5 get a sequel.
Really? Yeah. War, you brought up the perfect one. Legend of Zelda, anybody? Final Fantasy, anybody? Yes, we have seen incredibly successful games get a sequel. We have. And, cool, if we're gonna bring up, like, okay, how many copies of the game has it sold? Sure. How long has the game been around and maintained popularity? That leads to sales. Okay? Fucking Dark Souls. It's incredibly disingenuous. There have been fucking Dark Souls. How popular was Dark Souls? And it got the sequel in Elden Ring. Destiny, I wouldn't say Bombage. Destiny was not as popular. I wouldn't put Destiny. Halo, yes. Although Halo fell off big time. The Witcher, yes. Absolutely The Witcher. It's like, this is an incredibly disingenuous argument. And not to mention, he's like, oh, how many games like this have gotten a sequel? It's like, you're being disingenuous about the popularity of the games. Because the popularity of of GTA 5 is on par with the popularity of many other games. GTA 5 has been able to maintain that popularity since its launch for 10 years, which is a credit to the game. No one is taking that away from them. But to say how many games as popular as GTA 5 have gotten a sequel, it's like, no, dude, that is a completely disingenuous argument. That doesn't fucking work. Yeah, it's like, exactly. God of War. How fucking popular was God of War? Yeah, Aki, like, we did list off a shit ton of incredibly popular games that, in terms of scale of popularity, are about at the level of GTA 5, at least in a similar vein. They have all gotten sequels, many of which those sequels were very popular. So yeah, this is a completely disingenuous argument. He's again basically considering GTA 5 and GTA 6 as the fucking Jesus of the gaming industry.
Take a minute to think about that.
I just did. I proved you wrong.
The impact of this game, the effects of this game are going to be so widespread and so earth-shattering that I don't think there's a way to properly comprehend just how big this release is going to be. I'm starting to believe that the reason why they delayed the game on PC isn't because they wanted to double dip, though that is a really nice side benefit that they're going to get. I actually think that they might be doing it because they realize the economic strife that this game is going to cause.
What? Fucking what? So now he's postulating that Rockstar delayed the game specifically because they're going to try and destroy the gaming industry? Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? What? There is something wrong with this man. There is something legitimately wrong with this man right now. I'm not a psychology expert, so I'm not going to try and diagnose this, but there is something wrong with his head at this point.
I don't even know if I'm doing this story any justice. That's how big this game is.
No, you're making a you're fucking lying. Do you guys remember how big
Overwatch was? It was everywhere. It dominated everything. Everyone was talking about it. Grand Theft Auto 5 was 4 Overwatches. It was 4 Pokemon Blue and Red.
What is your metric? You can't just throw out, oh, GTA was 4 Overwatches and 4 Pokemon Blues. What's your fucking metric? Maybe Revin, but he's not. I don't fucking know. And again, disingenuous. Completely fucking disingenuous. Because Overwatch and Pokemon Blue, how many years after GTA 5 came out did those launch? How many years afterwards did it launch? And it had a built-in fan base that was loyal and continued to play it. And then GTA Online, they added onto it, so they brought in new players. But how much of a head start did they have before those two other games launched? Not going to talk about that, are we? We're not going to talk about the minutia of when these games launched, what they've done to maintain them. None of that, huh? We just can say, oh, it's worth 4 Overwatches and 4 Pokemon Blues. Dude, fucking hell.
It was 5 World of Warcrafts. It was 5 Call of Duty Modern Warfares.
Wait. Okay, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, fine. You can say that. Call of Duty Modern Warfare is blah. You're gonna try and compare fucking World of Warcraft with GTA 5. Are you fucking serious? You're really gonna try and do that comparison? World of Warcraft and GTA 5. Dude, no. Just, yeah.
You are made of stupid.
Like, my brain cannot figure this thing out. This
brain
is going
can't
to
figure
dominate
you out.
everything. Conversation, TV shows, social media, YouTube, Twitch streams. You're going to see it everywhere. And the industry as it is today.
That singular point, I will agree. When GTA 6 launches, it's just like every other brand new game that hits the market, especially one that's anticipated. Yes, it is going to be all over Twitch streams. I will fully agree with that. Because that's how the Twitch space works. When a brand new game comes out, especially one that's eagerly anticipated, it gets played a lot on Twitch streams. Fucking Assassin's Creed Shadows was played frequently on Twitch when it first launched because of the fucking controversy. This doesn't make GTA 6 special, dumb fuck.
Cannot overcome it. And this is the bed that they've made for themselves, especially the AAA side. Over a decade, not a single one of these studios have been able to make a game that can even slightly compete with what Grand Theft Auto 6 did. 5, sorry. What Grand Theft Auto 5 did.
Yeah,
it
came out there, didn't
Evolved. And
it came out there. Your
that
bias
sold
coming out a little bit, huh?
1/3 the amount of copies. And I can't believe that these writers and journalists are talking about how this is going to bring the attention of more investors into this industry. That is the last thing that this industry needs. If these morons come in and think that there's a single franchise or company that can mirror what Grand Theft Auto 6 is doing, you have lost your mind. This series is incomprehensible. It's
you are incomprehensible.
You cannot touch it. And all of this is riding on the game being good, right? But to be honest with you, I don't even think
do
that
not
really
speak
matters,
Klingon, Shadow,
they could essentially
other
make
than
the exact same game, update the graphics, and throw in a new map, and the game's going to go nuclear. And we know so little about this game, which is even crazier. Rockstar has said nothing.
No, it makes you crazy. Because we don't know anything about this game, making these absolutely mind-bogglingly insane assumptions makes you crazy. You are making these absolute grandiose assumptions on a game you know fucking nothing about. For all you know, GTA 6 may launch and it ends up being a flop. That is a legitimately real possibility that a lot of people are taking into account. Because there are plenty of games that were under development for 10 fucking years, or at least close to that, that when they launched, they flopped hard. Correct me if I'm mistaken, wasn't Veilguard under development for something like 7 or 8 years? Wasn't Anthem?
It's Digital Extremes moron, who run Warframe and can go head-to-head with Rockstar. Also basically performing than most AAA titles that suck ass.
Yeah. Veilguard was in development for 8 years. And we didn't hear much about it until probably a couple months before launch. Was it 10 years? Okay, 8 or 10 years, one of the two. We didn't hear fuck all about Veilguard until a couple months before launch, and that's when the shit started to hit the fan. Hate to break it to this guy, GTA 6 could go the exact same route. Because there's already concerns about SBI involvement in GTA 6, which is the kiss of fucking death for games these days. We don't know anything about GTA 6. It is by no means a guaranteed success. To think otherwise means you are ejecting yourself from reality. And this guy has ejected himself from reality.
Nothing about the game. We haven't seen really anything so far as gameplay or anything outside of the initial reveal trailer. And it's just going to be crazy. All I know is that I can't wait to see what it looks like. And I can't wait to see what effects it's going to have on the industry. Because something this big, it's going to do something. That's for sure. Anyway, tell me what you guys think. Maybe you guys can figure this one out. I'm having a hard time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching.
It doesn't sound like you're having a hard time at all.
Subscribe to the channel.
You've made up your mind.
Follow me on Twitch. Come watch me live. Talk to me on Twitter. Stay cool, stay righteous, stay safe. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Family, 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 family.
Oh, for God's sake. I gotta read the comments on this. Hang on. Okay. Here we go. Unpopular opinion. But I have a feeling GTA 6 is going to be a drastic letdown, and that's due to the change within the organization. Here's one. Just a reminder, Rockstar isn't the Rockstar from 10 years ago. There we go. Notice he didn't bring up the fact. Of the mention about Rockstar potentially costing $100 and how many people are not going to be kosher with that. And how SBI might be involved. She conveniently left out a lot of fucking things that we do know about Rockstar and GTA 6. He left out a lot of fucking things. Didn't even touch on that. Yeah, zero negatives, zero. This could be a problem, this could be an issue, etc., etc. It was literally non-stop GTA Rockstar dick sucking for the whole video. I love this community. I've been tuned out of GTA 6 Rockstar related news, so I had no idea about the developers that left, the content removed, or the toned down approach they planned. With that said, this one is a bit too big. For it still not to swallow the industry. Yeah, he is sucking Rockstar's dick like his life depends upon it. 100%. He has either been paid by Rockstar, is such a Rockstar, or he's hoping he'll get free shit from Rockstar, or he is such a delusional fanboy that he has ejected himself from reality. That is what this guy has done. That is, oh my God. Yeah, that